Sarochandra Bhrantim Sfurad Amala Kantim Gajagotim Hari Preman Mattam Dhrita Parama Sattam Smita Mukham Sada Ghurnan Netram Karo Kolito Betram Kolibhidam Bhaje Nityanandam Bhajanato Rukandan Niravati. So you say after me, Sarad Chandra Bhrantim Sfurad Amala Kantim Gajagotim Hari Preman Mattam Dhrita Parama Sattam Smita Mukham Sada Ghurnan Netram Karo Kolito Betram Kolibhidam Bhaje Nityanandam Bhajanato Rukandam Niravati. So it means I worship Lord Nityananda, the limitless root of the tree of devotional service. Bhajana Toru Kandam. Toru means a tree, and bhajana means devotion, devotional service. And Kandam means the root. So Nityananda Prabhu is the root of devotional service. If the devotional service is a tree, is compared to a tree, then Nityananda Prabhu is the root of the tree. So you see the importance of Nityananda Prabhu in devotional life. Can the tree exist without the root? Similarly, there cannot be any devotion without Nityananda Prabhu mercy. As he walks with the grace of a majestic elephant, his pure, splendid beauty shines like the full autumn moon. Sharad is a very special season, which is very beautiful. In India, Sharad comes after monsoon. The sky becomes clear at that time, after the rain, and the whole atmosphere becomes very pure, as if all the impurities have been washed away with the monsoon rain. And at that time, in the clear blue sky and pure atmosphere, the moon, full moon, looks very, very bright, very brilliant, very beautiful. During this Sharad moon, Krishna dances. In the full moon of Sharad, Krishna dances his Rasa dance, Sharad Purnima, Sharadiya Rash. Krishna dances his Rasa dance at that time. So, but Nityananda Prabhu's beauty, the beauty of Nityananda Prabhu's face, defeats the beauty of the moon, full moon of Sharad season. And how he walks, Sfuradammalokantim Gajagotim. He walks like a mad elephant. Elephant walk is very graceful, moves without any care. And when the elephant is, so therefore, Nityananda Prabhu's movement is also like that. Doesn't care for anything. He has a big body, beautiful, white, milk white complexion. Nityananda Prabhu's complexion is like milk white. Or sometimes it has been compared to camphor white. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's complexion is golden. So, Nityananda Prabhu's movement has been compared to the movement of an elephant, majestic elephant. He walks with the grace of a majestic elephant. His pure, splendid beauty shines like the full autumn moon. Though he himself is the absolute truth, he is maddened with pure love for Lord Hari. Hari Preman Mattam. He is Unmatta. Unmatta means mad. Mad with what? Mad with Krishna Prem, Hari Prem. And so although he is Dhrita Paramasattam, he himself is the Paramasattam, absolute truth. But he is maddened with the pure love of Hari. He smiles as he rolls his eyes in apparent intoxication. So Nityananda Prabhu is mad, Nityananda Prabhu is intoxicated, but people become intoxicated with wine. But Nityananda Prabhu is intoxicated with Krishna Prem. People become mad when they lose their sanity. But Nityananda Prabhu is insane due to his love for Krishna. It is another kind of madness. It is another kind of intoxication. This is transcendental intoxication. It is transcendental madness. Looks like the same. Nityananda Prabhu's behavior is like a madman. When an uninformed person would think that he is mad, or they would think that he is intoxicated. He behaves like an intoxicated person. But it is due to his intense love for Krishna that he lost his external consciousness. Sada Gurna Netram Karo Kolito Betram. Sada Gurna Netram, when one becomes intoxicated, his eyes roll. So Nityananda Prabhu's eyes is rolling like an intoxicated person. And Karo Kolito Betram, he is holding a stick in his hand. And Koli Bhidam, he breaks the power of the age of Kali. He defeats the power of the age of Kali. Kala Kolita Betram, Koli Bhidam. So Bhaje Nityanandam, Bhajana Toru Kandam, Nirabadhi. I worship Lord Nityananda, the limitless root of the tree of devotional service. Nirabadhi, all the time. Sharad Chandra Bhranti Sfuradamal Kanti Gajagati.
Sharad Chandra Bhranti
Sharad Chandra Bhranti Sfuradamal Kanti Gajagati. Sharad Chandra Bhranti Sfuradamal Kanti Gajagati. Hari Premanmattam Dhrita Paramasattam Smita Mukham. Hari Premanmattam Dhrita Paramasattam Smita Mukham. Sada পূর্ণ নেত্র করকলিত বেত্র কলিভিদ সদা পূর্ণ নেত্র করকলিত বেত্র কলিভিদ ভজে নিত্যানন্দ ভজন তরু কন্দ নিরবধি ভজে নিত্যানন্দ ভজন তরু কন্দ নিরবধি চন্দ্র কান্তি স্ফুরদমল কান্তি গজগতি শরৎচন্দ্র ভ্রান্তি স্ফুরদমল কান্তি গজগতি Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Nitai Gaur Hari Gaur, Hari Gaur, Hari Gaur. Gaur Premanande Hari Gaur. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shatu Shri Srimad Abhay Charanar Bindu Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री मथुरा धाम की जय, श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gaurango, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sriman Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. অরণ্যাক্ষীকে জিজ্ঞাসা করো এই ডেটি গ্রিটিং কখন হবে, কটার সময় সেটা আমাকে জানো। 8টা 8টা 8 সকাল 8টা বেলা। আচ্ছা বলো 8:15 রেডি করতে সবাই। Hare Krishna. So today is Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day, Nityananda Trayodasi. Who is Nityananda Prabhu? In order to understand who is Nityananda Prabhu, we have to first consider, or we have to first understand who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Krishna appeared with the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani. Radharani is the greatest devotee. So Radharani's mood means in the mood of devotion to Krishna. Krishna appeared in the mood of devotion to Krishna. In this age of Kali, Krishna appeared not as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Krishna appeared as a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One of the reasons for that is, in the age of Kali, so many people will claim that they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead decided to come not as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Dwapar Yug, there was one person who claimed that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is that? His name is Paundraka. He claimed that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was a powerful king. So his citizens started to say that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His followers started to say that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he started to believe that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But others were saying that Vasudeva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he wrote a challenge to Krishna that don't you ever claim that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you give me your chakra. So don't use this chakra doesn't belong to you, this chakra belongs to me. So give it back to me. And what was Krishna's reply? Krishna's reply was, yes, I will give you my chakra. But not to decorate your hand, but to decorate your head. Because it will be chopped off by the chakra. And Krishna did that. Krishna accepted the challenge, okay, fine. And this Paundraka, what did he do? He had 2 arms and he had 2 extra artificial arms he put on to claim that he is 4-armed Vasudeva. So, but in the age of Kali we see there are so many gods. So, that's why Krishna decided that I won't come as the Supreme Personality of God. So Krishna came as a devotee. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shochi Shuta Hoilo Shei. And Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So Krishna came as Sachinandan, Gaur Hari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram appeared as Nityananda Prabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip and Nityananda Prabhu appeared in Raradesh. Raradesh is the northern part of Bengal. In a village called Ekachakra. In a very exalted Brahmana family, as the son of what is Nityananda Prabhu's father's name? Harai Pandit. He is a very exalted Brahmana. And it has been said that Harai Pandit took a vow not to speak any untruth ever, never to speak a lie, never to tell a lie. Because why did he took the vow? Because in the age of Kali, dharma is standing only on one leg. What is that one leg that dharma is standing? Untruthfulness. So, dharma is standing on truthfulness. So he didn't want to break that one leg of dharma. Dharma is standing just on one leg, truthfulness. So, and because he was so pious that the Lord decided to appear as his son. He was very, very exceptional personality, naturally, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Balaram appeared as his son. In his childhood, when the children play with toys or other kinds of frivolous games, what was Nityananda Prabhu play? What he used to play with his friends? What kind of games? He used to enact Krishna's pastimes. He used to tell his friends, they're all little boys, but they used to enact Krishna's pastime. That was their play. So, just to give an example how real those pastimes were when they got to play that role. So one day, Nityananda Prabhu, he was the main actor and he was the director also. So he used to tell his friends what role to play, how to play, and then they would just get involved in playing the role. So one day, they were playing the role of Ramchandra fighting with Ravana. And whose role Nityananda Prabhu is playing? He is playing the role of Lakshman. And then he was hit by Shakti weapon. And when he was hit by the Shakti weapon, he just fainted. And there was no sign of life in his body. So everyone became very worried, very surprised, very concerned. Not only the boys then ran and said that Nityananda became unconscious. So his parents came running, and his mother Padmavati saw that there was no sign of life in his body. So as a mother, she started to cry. Everybody started to wonder what to do, what to do. Then one boy, he remembered, who was playing the role of Hanuman, he remembered that he was told that when Nityananda is hit by Shakti, Lakshman is hit by Shakti, he will become unconscious, he would go and he would bring Vishallakarani. And he would find Vishallakarani. So he would carry the entire Gandhamadhan mountain. So he remembered his role, so he just went and carried that, whatever was supposed to be the mountain. He brought that, carrying right over there. And then there was this doctor, Shushan, the doctor of the monkeys. So he's playing the role of the doctor of the monkeys. So he picked that herb, Vishallakarani, and he took it and held it in front of Nityananda's nose. And as he did that, Nityananda came back to life. So this is how real those plays were that Nityananda used to play. But when Nityananda was about 12 years old, one day a sannyasi came to his house. His father invited him to come. So he came, and then he stayed the whole night. And this sannyasi spent the whole night in Krishna Katha. And Nityananda Prabhu's father, Harai Pandit, was very, very pleased with him. So when he was about to leave, so he asked him, what could he offer him? And what did the sannyasi want? Sannyasi said, please give me your son. I need an assistant. So he will travel with me to different places of pilgrimage. So Harai Pandit was so truthful that because he gave him his word, and Nityananda was literally the apple of his eye, he could not stay without Nityananda Prabhu even for a moment. When he used to go to some work outside, he used to take him with him. He used to take Nityananda with him. Nityananda was constantly with him because he was so attached to him. So, but the Brahmana, that sannyasi, he promised him that, please tell me what can I give you. And now that he wanted his own son, who was just a little boy, just about 12 years old. So he said, okay, let me just speak to my wife. So he went home, he went inside the house, spoke to his wife. And together they decided that even though due to his separation we die, still we should not deviate from truth. Although our condition is like when Ramchandra were going to the forest, the way Dasharath felt. Even before that, when Vishwamitra Muni came to ask Dasharath for Ramchandra, at that time the way Dasharath felt. Although our condition is like that, but still we must offer him. And Harai Pandit gave his son to that Brahmana, to that sannyasi. So the sannyasi left. And with this sannyasi, Nityananda, this little boy Nityananda, traveled for a long, long time. He traveled to all the places of pilgrimage in India. Then finally he went to Navadvip. Before coming to Navadvip, he was actually in Vrindavan. He stayed in Vrindavan he was staying in Vrindavan for some time. Those days in Vrindavan there was nothing. There was nothing, but Nityananda knew that this is Vrindavan. So he was there, spending his time. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his Sankirtan movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to perform the Shraddha of his father, Jagannath Mishra. And there he took initiation from Ishwar Puri. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became mad in Krishna prema. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case also, everyone thought that he became mad. They were saying that he got the disease that is caused by air, imbalance of air, Vayu Rog. Madness is caused by imbalance of air in the body. There are 5 kinds of air in the body, Pran, Apan, Saman, Vyan and Udan. Due to the imbalance of this air, one becomes mad. The body's mad illness is caused by 3 doshas, Kapha, Pitta and Vayu. But mind's disease is caused by just these 5 airs. But actually, it was his ecstasy in Krishna prema that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was behaving like that. It's ecstasy, not madness. So in this ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Navadvip and he started the Sankirtan movement. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his Sankirtan movement, then Nityananda Prabhu now decided to come and join him. Not that somebody picked up the cell phone and called him, Nityananda, Sankirtan movement has started, now you come. No. Nityananda Prabhu had his mode of communication. So he came to Navadvip. But he didn't come to Navadvip and straight to come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That night, that morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling his associates that last night, early in the morning, I had a wonderful dream. And I saw a divine personality came riding on a chariot. And then he got out of the chariot and he started to address me as his brother. So it seems that some great personality has come to Navadvip. So he told all his associates, now go and find out, get that person. So they all went looking for Nityananda Prabhu, looking for that personality that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke about. But then they came back and said that, well, we couldn't find anybody. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, let's go. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went straight to the house of Nandanacharya, one great devotee. And there, Nityananda Prabhu was hiding. So this is how their communication was going on another dimension altogether. So Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met. It was an indescribable expression of joy, a transcendental exchange. Apparently they were embracing each other, they were crying, they were But this is the way they felt after meeting after so long. On this planet, due to their pastimes, in order to enact their pastimes, they came. And in this pastime, they now met. Then in his Sankirtan movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, to distribute this Krishna prema. Mahaprabhu's instruction was, go to every house and beg. Beg what? Go to every house. That is the occupation of a saintly personality, a sannyasi. He goes from door to door. And so, but what to beg here? A very special thing to beg. Not money, not grains, not milk, not fruits, not vegetables. Beg what? Please chant Hare Krishna. Bolo Krishna, Kaho Krishna, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siddhi. Chant the holy name of Krishna. Render devotional service unto Krishna and accept the teachings of Krishna. This was what they were begging. So in course of their begging, one day they came across two very terrible personalities. They are two sons of a very exalted Brahmana, but they became like demons. Not only like demons, they became the worst of all demons. Jagadananda and Madhavananda. Born in an exalted Brahmana family, but they became very, very degraded, very, very sinful. And these two brothers were the chief of police in Navadvip at that time. So we can see what was the situation like. The worst lawbreakers were supposed to maintain the law and order. And these two brothers, Jagai, commonly known as Jagai and Madhai, were actually the two very special demons that come in different ages. The demon who was Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha in Satyayuga, they came as Ravan and Kumbhakarna in Treta Yuga, Shishupal and Dantavakra in Dwapar Yuga, and that those same two personalities appeared as Jagadananda and Madhavananda. They are always drunk. There is no sinful activities that they did not commit. Chitragupta became tired writing about their sinful activities. So many sinful activities they creating. I mean, worst kind of sinner one can say. Now Nityananda consulted with Haridas. Hey Haridas, look, if we can turn these two personalities into devotees of Krishna, then the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be really established. So saying that, Nityananda Prabhu went to them and begged them. People are telling, don't go near them. They are extremely dangerous. They kill people without any consideration. They burn people's houses if they are just out of their whims. They do all kinds of things. Whenever they see people see that they are coming, they keep their door shut. The women don't dare to come out of the house due to the fear of these people. So, and this Jagai and Madhai, when they heard that somebody came in, but Nityananda said, don't worry. We are promoting Krishna consciousness. We are not afraid of anybody. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is going to give us protection. So in the saying that, they just went and told them, that please chant the holy name of the Lord. Please become a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please accept the teachings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Jagai and Madhai response was, you dare to give us advice? And they said, catch them and kill them. Saying that, they chased them. And Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur ran. I remember when I first read the pastimes, I was a little disappointed. I was thinking, Nityananda Prabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why is he afraid? Why is he running? But later on I realized this is the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's a kind of a play that is being enacted on a stage to teach us something. So then they ran with Jagai and Madhai chasing after them. Then in this way they came across a potter's shop where all the pots were piled up and they hid behind the pots. And Jagai and Madhai couldn't find them and ran straight. And then this is how they escaped Jagai and Madhai's onslaught. So that evening, every evening, Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu used to come and report to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about their preaching. So that evening Haridas Thakur said, I am not going out with this madman anymore. He said, his activities are completely crazy. Everybody warned him not to go near these people. But in spite of their warning, he went to them and advised them, started to give them advice, and they became so upset that they were about to, they chased us, they wanted to catch us and kill us. And he said not only today, he does all kinds of crazy things. Sometimes he jumps into the river Ganges and chases the crocodiles. He's totally fearless. And he's completely unpredictable. Sometimes he sees some young girls, beautiful young girls, and he asks, will you marry me? And the family members of these girls become so upset that they come chasing us to beat us. So this is how crazy, how insane, how unpredictable was Nityananda Prabhu's activities. But eventually what happened? Again Nityananda Prabhu approached Jagai and Madhai. But this time Jagai and Madhai took that pot of liquor and he just hit him on the head with the edge of that pot, clay pot. Those days they were in the glass bottles. Even alcohol they used to drink from clay pots. And Nityananda Prabhu started to bleed. The news reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He immediately came running. And he couldn't tolerate this onslaught of Nityananda Prabhu. Seeing that he is bleeding, he became so angry. So he called his chakra. And the chakra was coming. But Nityananda Prabhu fell at his feet, grabbed his feet and said, please, in this incarnation, you are not supposed to display your anger. In this age, in this incarnation, you are not supposed to touch any weapon. In this incarnation, your weapon is your love. In other incarnations, you kill the demons with your chakra or with your mace or with your other weapons. But in this incarnation, you are supposed to kill the demons with your love. You are supposed to kill the demonic propensities with your love. And this is how you are going to display your mercy. And because then Nityananda Prabhu told him that although Madhai hit him, Jagai actually stopped him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became pleased with Jagai. And he said, okay, you tried to protect Nityananda. I am very pleased with you. So he forgave Jagai. But Madhai he couldn't forgive because he committed offense to Nityananda Prabhu. So Madhai fell at Nityananda Prabhu's feet and begged forgiveness. And then Nityananda Prabhu forgave him. Not only forgave him, he embraced him. And then and Jagai and Madhai also started to chant the holy name. In this way they came to Srivas Thakur's house with a big Sankirtan. And these two demons, Jagai and Madhai, became transformed completely. And Madhai was very repentant. I have committed such an offense. I hit Nityananda Prabhu. And in order to atone for that, he created a ghat, a staircase on the Ganges, where people could come and take bath in the Ganges. That Madhai Ghat is still there in Mayapur, on the Ganges. And what Madhai used to do, he used to not only keep the ghat clean, but he used to assist everybody who used to come to take bath in the Ganges. He became the servant of the devotees in this way. So in this way Nityananda Prabhu promoted Krishna consciousness on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Krishna prem. But who was the main distributor? The main distributor of the Krishna prem was Nityananda Prabhu. That's why he has been described here as Bhajana Tauru Kandam. The root of the tree of devotion, devotional service. The tree stands on the root. The root is the very foundation of the tree, and the tree is sustained by the root. So entire process of devotional service is sustained and nourished by Nityananda. Therefore, those who are eager to develop Krishna consciousness, those who want to become devotees of Krishna, they must take shelter of Nityananda. Hano nitai bine bhai, Radha Krishna paite nai. Without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot get Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna, and this Radha Krishna is, in one way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we want to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we must approach through Nityananda Prabhu. Another very wonderful example in this respect is Raghunath Das Goswami, the son of a king. But he wanted to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was not at all interested in family life. He was not at all interested in all the wealth that his family had. He was the only son in the family. His father had another brother, but he didn't have any child. So Raghunath Das Goswami is the only child in the family. But he became attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and came back to the house of Advaita Acharya, the whole of Navadvip came to see him. Raghunath Das Goswami's place was not in Navadvip, but in the confluence of Triveni. There they were the big landlord. Inconceivably wealthy family. So his father used to be a close associate of Advaita Acharya, and he used to patronize Advaita Acharya. So Raghunath Das Goswami came also to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he took sannyas, the feeling was that no one will ever see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because those days when one used to take sannyas, used to leave home, and there was no communication. There was no way to find where he is, where he went. But Nityananda Prabhu very mercifully brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to Shantipur so that residents of Navadvip and others could see him. And Raghunath Das Goswami's place, Saptagram, was not far from Shantipur, so he also came to see him. So Advaita Acharya very mercifully gave him Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's remnants. Millions of people came. It was practically impossible to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Advaita Acharya made an arrangement for Raghunath Das Goswami to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and have his remnants even. Because he was such an important person, son of such an important person. And Raghunath Das Goswami expressed his desire. He said, "Look, I want to go with you." Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that no, don't display false renunciation in this way. Just go home and maintain your responsibilities there, and internally you develop your Krishna consciousness. So Raghunath Das Goswami went back. But then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, many times Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to go and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. But he couldn't manage that. Each time he would leave home, run away from home, his father would send his associates and his guards, his police, his soldiers, and they would catch him and bring him back. But then one day, Raghunath Das Goswami got the news that Nityananda Prabhu came to Panihati, which also was not too far from his house. So he came to see Nityananda Prabhu. At that time, Nityananda Prabhu addressed him as a thief, and he gave him punishment. A very nice punishment. The punishment was that he'll have to feed all the Vaishnavas. A very special feast. Yogurt and chipped rice. Chira dadhi. along with sweets and all kinds of things. The main thing is chipped rice and yogurt. And so Raghunath Das Goswami made the arrangement. Now the question is why he called him a thief, why he was addressed as a thief? Because Nityananda Prabhu is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's property. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Prabhu's property. So, stealing is, what is the definition of stealing? If you take something without the permission of the owner, it is stealing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Prabhu's property. So you are trying to take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by permission. Therefore you are a thief. So through this we learn a very nice lesson, and that lesson is that in order to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we must approach through Nityananda Prabhu. That's why it is said, Hanoditai bine bhai, Radha Krishna. Mahamahotsav ki Gaur Premanande.